I locked my roommate out after she kept bringing random guys home at 3 a.m. My roommate Lana and I have been sharing an apartment for 6 months. She's pretty fun and social, and we got along great at first. But Lana has this habit of going to bars and bringing home guys she just met, like complete strangers. At first I didn't care because it's her life, but it started getting out of hand. Last month I woke up at 3 a.m. to my bedroom door opening. I shot up in bed and turned on my lamp. There was some random guy standing in my doorway in just his boxers looking confused. I screamed and he jumped back going, "Oh crap, sorry, wrong room." My heart was racing. This stranger had just walked into my room half naked while I was sleeping. Lana came running and was like, "Oh my god, Jake, that's her room, come back here." She dragged him away and I heard them laughing about it in her room. The next morning I confronted her. I told her that was seriously not okay and she needed to be more careful. She rolled her eyes and said I was overreacting. It was just a mistake. He thought it was the bathroom. She promised to lock her door and be quieter next time. 2 weeks later, it happened again. I came home from work on a Thursday around 11 p.m. and there was a guy I'd never seen before passed out on our couch. No blanket, no pillow, just sprawled out snoring. Lana's door was closed and I could hear her in there talking to someone else, so she'd brought home 2 guys apparently. I knocked on her door and she came out looking annoyed. "Who's that?" I asked, pointing at the couch guy. "Oh, that's Brad," she said casually. "He's just crashing here tonight." "Did you ask me if that was okay?" I said. She shrugged and was like, "I didn't think it was a big deal. He's harmless." I told her she couldn't just let random men sleep in our shared living space without asking me. She got defensive and said I was being dramatic and controlling, that I needed to loosen up because we're young and supposed to be having fun. The guy woke up around 2 a.m. and started making himself food in our kitchen. I heard him going through our cabinets and opening the fridge. I couldn't sleep knowing some stranger was out there eating our stuff. Last Saturday, Lana texted me around 2 a.m. saying, "Heading home with someone, be there in 20. I was already in bed but wide awake because I knew what was coming. Another night of loud talking, laughing, and who knows what else. That's when I decided I'd had enough. I got up and locked the door chain from the inside, the kind where you can't open the door from outside even with a key. Then I went back to bed. About 30 minutes later, I heard her trying to unlock the door. The handle turned, but the door only opened like 2 inches before the chain stopped it. I heard her whisper yelling my name through the crack. She kept knocking and calling my phone. I turned my phone on silent and pretended to be asleep. After like 10 minutes, she gave up. I heard her talking to the guy outside saying they'd have to go back to his place. She was clearly embarrassed. The next morning, she came home around 10 a.m. looking exhausted and pissed. She immediately started yelling at me about how I was controlling and immature, that I'd completely ruined her night and embarrassed her in front of a guy she really liked. I told her maybe if she'd been more respectful about the whole situation, we wouldn't be here. That I was tired of random men being in our apartment at all hours. She said I was jealous because I didn't have a social life. That I was trying to punish her for having fun. She called her mom crying about how her crazy roommate locked her out. Her mom actually called me later that day and tried to lecture me about being a good roommate and compromising. I explained the whole situation to her mom, the guy in my room, the stranger on our couch, everything. Her mom got quiet and then said, "Oh, I didn't realize it was that bad." Lana barely talks to me now. She comes home, goes straight to her room, and leaves early in the morning. She hasn't brought anyone home in 3 weeks. Our lease is up in 4 months, and she's already looking for a new place. Fine by me.